I started my digital marketing career in October of 2023. By the time I post this, it's going to be early June. So that's at least 8 months worth of exploring, trying out a lot of things, learning, experimenting. It was a lot of ups and downs throughout that 8 month journey. I mean, I'm not even there with landing a job. However, I am currently in the final home stretch of things. Today, I'm bringing back all of the life lessons that I've learned throughout my 8 months of breaking into the industry and what I would do if I were to start all over. So, what we'll go through is how I would learn all over again, if I should consider buying a course at all, how I would learn throughout all the certifications and all the courses, how I would present myself online, and lastly, what are some projects that I would do if I were to do it all over again. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Getting started. Where do I even begin? Unfortunately, I spent $400 or I think $200 on a course career course. Back then, if you're one of the OGs, their digital marketing course certification. Honestly, after speaking with a lot of course careers alumni, no one actually landed a job. Actually, I think I've only met one person that landed an internship, but even then, they struggled really hard just to find a role, let alone a job or some position to get the experience in the first hand. What I'm saying is that you don't need to spend money to see if you're interested in digital marketing in general. But what do I recommend? Well, to see if you're interested, try out any form of free certification course. Not only will you get a free certification saying, hey, I did this work, but you get to see if the industry is even meant for you. And two courses that I recommend, at least just choose one of them, is Google certification and the HubSpot certification course. The way that I would recommend going about it, start with the general digital marketing course. Honestly, when I took this course career certification course, I spent weeks or at least 3 months studying, learning, and honestly, I just dove full right into the course. Instead, the either HubSpot or the Google Digital Marketing Certification course, it's only 4 hours. But don't worry, if you find out it's not for you, right in the middle of it, let's say 1 hour into the course, you don't like it, dude, don't even continue the certification anymore. It's not even worth completing it or having a certification to your name. If you do like the course and you pass it, well, first I recommend you pass it because you want to look as good of a candidate as you can, but you want to pick one niche, one kind of further niche into the digital marketing field. You have like what you see on social media. You also have email marketing, web pages, content, blog writing. I'd recommend at least 2 topics that you can dive further into and take those certifications. Don't worry, it's not going to be your final answer that you're going to be working on when doing real work for businesses. Now, what I did after completing my digital marketing certification, I dove deeper into copywriting, which is content marketing. I dove deeper into social media marketing, which is why I'm making these content videos for you guys. I feel like if I were to do the digital marketing course first, and then let's say do social media marketing and then email marketing, if I were to do those 2 certification courses right after the original one, I think I would have been more driven. I'd get a lot more further into what I would like to do, and I'd specify my own technical skills for future employers. And honestly, I think I would have gotten a lot more job applicants, or I'd actually have a role by now. So, in order to start, you got to see if you are interested in the field itself. And from then on, we'll go ahead and move on to our next step that I would recommend for my past self. The next step I recommend for myself is to buy a course. And I did buy a course from Course Careers, which honestly, if you are a huge fan of YouTube and you're into the digital marketing side of YouTube, you may have seen Course Careers be a common sponsor for your favorite creator. And actually, I have no regrets joining Course Careers. And let me explain to you why. When I took those free certification courses, a lot of them were just surface level things. They don't dive deeper into how to get a job, how to specifically tailor your skills onto a specific business, and many businesses have their own certain way of doing their own digital marketing based on their industry, their niche, and more importantly, their own audience. So by buying a course, it's more in-depth, more than just breaching that surface level type of material to better understand the topic. Now, I know I said I wasn't able to land a job from Course Careers, but honestly, I don't have anything really bad to say about it. They've actually helped me build that innate desire to break into digital marketing as a whole. You should buy a course, but I'm not saying buy a course from your typical guru or from some random YouTuber that you found. I'd recommend actually buying a course from popular businesses. Course Careers is one of them. Coursera is another program that I'd recommend. Here's a big hint. If it's a guru, if it's one person owned, that's a red flag. If they're costing you more than $1,000 or more than $500 for one course, that's also a red flag. Try to stick to Course Careers in general, or Coursera, or just one renowned program that many digital marketers know in general. Honestly, you can do a typical Google search of digital marketing course if you know your specific niche that you want to dive into. Let's say email marketing. Just type in email marketing paid programs, then you'll actually just find a lot of programs that are very popular, and you can start from there. The day you start learning from a paid course, you'll realize that the concepts are much, much deeper, and the tests and quizzes are way ruthless compared to the free certifications from, let's say, HubSpot or Google. So you are going to need a plan to study. And back then, I didn't have a proper study plan. That was until I learned how to study from popular productivity gurus and many med students that did well on their own exams. I didn't really complain of the exams and the quizzes and even the projects being ruthless, because I knew that deep down, the companies that they are trying to educate their students on, they really care, and they'll want to make sure that their employers, people that are hiring digital marketers, are hiring candidates that really fit the role and understand the responsibilities that these companies require. So it's important that you create a strategy into studying and getting the concepts deep into your brain as soon as possible. What I did with Course Careers in my digital marketing experience, or at least in their course experience, is I did two things. Active recall, for one, and I made a retrospective times table to schedule in when I needed to study. I feel like that was really important, and that really made an impact with fully understanding and learning the digital marketing concepts in general. So let's start off with active recall. What is it exactly? Let's say we are trying to remember a term, and let's say, what is copywriting, which is one huge thing that I learned. So let's say I learn it from day one, and then tomorrow I'll have a set of concepts and definitions I need to memorize, and I'll just try to remember them off the top of my head. You'll realize that's not very easy, and it's actually really uncomfortable. Think of it like flashcards, but in a way that you're trying to explain the concept as if you're a teacher. It was a really effective thing that I did because, one, I saved a lot of time compared to reading my notes, rewriting my notes, and creating a little study guide for myself. But not only that, it was really refreshing being able to explain it as simple as possible. One big tip that exactly helped me was explaining it as if I was explaining it to my 10-year-old cousin. The simpler you can explain it, the better you'll understand it. I don't know why it works that way. I'm not some productivity guru, but trust me, it helps so much. Now, a retrospective timetable as part 2 of my own studying habit. What I did was I went into Google Sheets. Every concept, every topic of the entire digital marketing course, I had to break it down of what day am I exactly studying and when's the next day that I'm going to study it again. The day you realize you want to start your digital marketing journey and that you but you enjoy the concept in general, you need to go online. Look, you're at a huge disadvantage breaking into the industry if you're not going through a 4-year degree. The reason that schools exist, at least for the business perspective, is just for a networking platform and to give you an upper hand with breaking into the business field. But if you're like me, coming from a very different degree, or even just breaking into the tech or into the business world, you need to make yourself known. You need to get the attention towards you, and it's very difficult if we can't do that in person. The only other way that we can do this is doing it online. And there's 3 platforms that I recommend, and I want you to choose one of the 3 before making your account. You want to consider either LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Choose one of those 3 and really rely on that platform to post content, to engage with others, and just to comment and join other groups and just look presentable in your respective field, which is digital marketing. Here's what I recommend. For every day, at least just 30 minutes, no more than 60 minutes a day, I want you to engage with other people's content and honestly comment what you genuinely think. How can you provide your own personal experience from what you've just learned in general? Because by the time you give updates of what you're doing yourself with the small little valuable insights for what you're experiencing, they may reach out to you and actually ask if you want to do a part-time or a contract or even just a simple freelancing role. It's really important that you do this because in the long run, you never know who's going to ask you for the work that they need to be done. Making projects has to be the most important part when breaking into the industry. Luckily, digital marketing itself, it allows you to create fake projects, and it doesn't require any real world experience just to get your foot into the door. From October all the way into the end of year of 2023, I made the mistake of just learning and never making projects. Honestly, when I passed the course in late or early November, I did not have any portfolios. So by the time that I applied for jobs in December, every recruiter was asking me to send them my portfolio, and unfortunately I didn't have anything on hand. What projects or what work do I add onto my own portfolio? Think of it like practice situations, practice problems. And the way that I would do it right when I was learning is the moment I learn one topic, think of some way that you can apply it into real life. Let's say I just learned about email marketing. Rather than focus on the next module, which is let's say social media, let's actually create a project for emails. And one way that I would do it is looking at real businesses and seeing how they create emails. And it's as simple as just joining the email newsletter or even just joining in email updates. Honestly, when you shop for, let's say, your favorite shoes, obviously you're gonna have some pop-up to get an extra 10% off by putting your own email. This is a really big opportunity just to see what real world examples are like. But hey, let's say when you sign up, they don't have a welcome email sequence. You sign up and you don't know if it's confirmed that you're in. This is a perfect opportunity for you to let's say make a welcome email. And honestly, welcome emails are the easiest to get good results. They're the easiest to make as well, especially if you know the business itself. So when you create a welcome email sequence, you have the first email. It's like, hey, welcome to my email sequence. This is what you expect. And then the next email of 2 days later, this is some value. The third email sequence, it's let's say we're having a sale. The next email sequence, just for sticking around this long, here's a discount. I just gave you 5 topics of emails to write just for yourself. And that's it. You put it on your own portfolio and there you go. You have your first portfolio work sample. I mean, of course, you don't want to present it onto your portfolio just on your first draft, which I'll probably make a video at some point later on. This is just a way to get work samples onto your own portfolio. These are the 8 months worth of experiences of hiccups that I've had throughout my digital marketing journey. So I hope you have some form of value and that this is the way that I would properly become a digital marketer if I were to start all over from the beginning. So consider hitting that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.